Shabbos, stay tuned. There's a Gavaldiga podcast. Rabbi Steve Geller does a Gavaldiga Zach, and that'll be coming out this week. Torah Giants on Chumash. Shalom Uvrach, and welcome to the weekly piece on the Parsha from Torah Giants on Chumash, written by Rabbi Yitzchak Meir Goodman, the Rabbi Emeritus of Yemizrach Rockaway. Sit back and enjoy.
Welcome to Torah Giants on Chumash. I'm Steve Geller. This week, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your neighbor as yourself. One of the most famous concepts in the Torah, one that you've heard your whole life. But from the very first time you've heard of this mitzvah, this expression, until today, do you have any better sense of how to actually fulfill it? Have you ever bought yourself a suit and bought one for your neighbors? Have you ever had their car cleaned with yours or paid for their landscaping with yours? All that sounds a little impractical, and yet we're still left with V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your neighbor as yourself. So still here we are with no idea how it gets fulfilled. Well, we're in luck because this week, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha gets the Rabbi Goodman treatment. Even better, it also gets the Rav Eytan Feiner treatment, bringing that famous aspiration right into our lives and homes. How's that for a build-up? Here in our Parsha, Lo sikom v'lo sitor, you shall not take vengeance or bear a grudge, es b'nei yamecha, against members of your people, v'ahavta l'reacha kamocha, love your fellow Jew as yourself, ani Hashem, I am Hashem. Mefarshim record an interesting comment of the Baal Shem Tov. He attaches the term kamocha, like yourself, to ani Hashem, I am Hashem, and explains the pasuk as follows. You shall love your fellow Jew unconditionally, I am God who will do just like you yourself would do. Mida keneged mida. By showing fellow Jews unconditional love, even if it is undeserved, Hashem will treat us lovingly even if we don't merit it. The Baal Shem Tov links this pasuk to a phrase in Tehillim. Hashem shomrecha, Hashem is your guardian. Hashem tzilcha, Hashem is your shadow. A shadow copies precisely every movement of the body. How we treat others is how Hashem, our shadow, will treat us. The famous Rebbe, Rav Yisroel of Vision, offers a parable to explain why this pasuk ends with, I am Hashem. Sam, an honest man, was accused by two criminal witnesses of having committed murder. The court accepted their testimony and ordered his execution. As Sam was being led out to his execution, his beloved friend David suddenly called out, "Stop! I am the true murderer. He is innocent." However, the condemned man cried out, "Don't listen to him. I did it. He had nothing to do with it." The stunned officials brought both of them to the king for a ruling. David explained that Sam was his most beloved friend and that he knew very well that he could not have done such a deed. His anguish over the thought that this good man would die in vain caused him to offer his own life instead. Sam then said that he too had confessed rather than see his dear innocent friend David die. The king was overwhelmed and said, "I will commute this death penalty as you are obviously innocent on one condition. I want to join to be a third partner in this marvelous loving duo." So too, Hashem tells us that if we truly love each other as the Torah asks us, he reminds us that I am Hashem, and he wants to be a third partner in this pair. Rabbi Goodman relates that he once heard an explanation of the form chosen by printers of Sidurim and Sefarim to record Hashem's name by using two yuds. The lesson is when two yudin, German for Jews, cling together, Hashem is immediately present too. It is told that when the holy Rebbe, Rav Naftali Rupshitzer, was a very young child, his teacher told him this idea. When the child came to the end of a pasuk and saw the two dots that ended the verse, he read it as Hashem's name. His teacher said that this is not the same. Only when the two yuds are side by side, Hashem is pleased to be present. But when one stands over the other, this is arrogance and the divine presence is driven away. There's so much more on the subject of V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. Last year, my Rav, the holy Rav Eytan Feiner Shlita, gave an amazing share on Rabbi Akiva's championing of this concept. Here's part of that incredible share.
Let's see. I know the Gemara this evening in the opening Amud of the second parak of Kedoshim. And the Gemara says, a peladik memra. Amar Rabbi Yehuda Amar Rav, also l'adam she'karish se'isha ad she'yirena. A man cannot be makarish a woman until he sees her. Why? Shema Yerubah Davar Maguna. V'tiskanola. Maybe you're going to see something you don't like, and she'll be detestable, deplorable unto you. And then the Gemara says, V'rachmona Amar, and the Torah says, V'ahavta l'reacha kamocha. What do you see clear from this Gemara? We're talking about clearly It's a reference to what? It's a reference to the Isha. And the whole idea of you got to love your wife like you love yourself. Here's a dogma of what the So Rebbe Bavarsky quotes a Chatzko Sarna with a fantastic horror. If the Gemara is telling me don't get married until what? You got to see the woman. And you got to see her, so you could see her in the living room couch for 2 minutes. You could see her walking alongside of the street. And then, but you got to see her. Also, the kind of she shouts, she read, and she went to the Maguna, and Tiskana love. Tiskana Baila. So why is the Gemara asking Chatzko Sarna, the Chevron Rosh Hashiva? Why is the Gemara after not? Oh, and the Torah says, and if the Torah didn't say, and if we didn't have the pasuk, oh, then you can get married without seeing her. I understand. The Gemara just gave me a good svara. Don't get married until you see her. You'll see something that's disgusting to you. There won't be good shalom bayis. Isn't that enough reason? And what do I need? And the Torah says, which, oh yeah, it's everybody, but it's also your wife. What do you need to add the line into the Gemara? So to Chatzko sort of powerful word. I might say, listen to this horror. He says, very nice, Rabbi Akiva steps up into the Beis Medrash one day, and he tells Klal Yisrael, Klal Gadol B'Torah. You got to love your neighbor, you got to love your friend. And I said, okay, is there anyone here who can raise his hand and say, he loves every member in Klal Yisrael like you love yourself? Okay, so I might say, your next paycheck, I want you to split it with your next door neighbor, and I want you to give half of it to your next and half of it to you. The next time you buy a new car, make sure you buy the same car for everybody in your block. You're going on a cruise, you're going on a vacation, no problem, buy this. Is there anyone who's spending the same on everybody else? Is there any in the world that really loves his friends like he loves himself? At the end of the day, you still don't pamper your friends like you baby yourself. So what's the shot? Rabbi Akiva, you're really serious? Come on, how can I do it? You know, I could do it like the Chaskasana. There's one dogma. What's the one dogma? A person who has a wife, who loves his wife like himself. It's only what? A person can spend more money on his wife than he spends on himself. He has no problem getting her the nicer car, spending more jewelry, spending more money on her dress than on his outfit. I remember I once saw my Zaidi, my Saba Joe Rosset, and he had a beautiful tie. I remember it was a Xenia tie, a beautiful Xenia tie. I said, Saba, what a nice tie. How much did it cost? He said, it cost me $500. I said, $500 for a tie? It's for sugar. He says, it didn't cost me $500. I had to, in order for me to get the nice tie, I had to buy your Safta, your grandmother, a $400 dress in order to get this $100 tie. It cost me $500. No one has a problem. Look at the Rakeach on the pasuk. It's a reference to what? To your Isha. Why? Because Ishto Kegufo. You know, there's one place that for sure you can be Mekayim out of the Kamaycha. And where's that? By your spouse you can be Mekayim it. Gevaldik. Zok to Chatzko Sarna. Don't lose that one opportunity that you could always be Mekayim out of the Chakamaycha. That's what the Gemara is adding. Ha'ish Mekani, second Perka Kedoshim. Amri HaRav also the Kani Shishat Shiren and Shematinsa Madama Maguna V'Tiskana love. It's not just about Shalom Bayis for Achman Amr, and the Torah says, it commands you in the Tzavah, where are you going to be Mekayim it? And nearly, come on, Rabbi Say. Who? Oh, yeah, nowhere. You can't. By your wife. Your wife, you have no problem spending more money on a dress than on your tie, spending more money on a dress than your suit, spending a lot more money on her jewelry than on your pair of cufflinks, on your watch. It better be more than your watch, right? Otherwise you got a problem if you're spending more on your watch than on her watch. Ishto Kegufo, that's the one place, that's why the Gemara ends. I never lose that.
Well, one point is obvious. The best, most immediate way you can love your fellow Jew right now is to like this video, subscribe to our YouTube channel, and most importantly, hit the share button to simply paste the link to this video into emails, Facebook, texts, WhatsApp groups, or your social media of choice. They will all love you back, and we will all be enjoying Hashem's presence among this love fest we created. We go to yeshiva to learn, that's Torah. We seek closeness to Gedolim, that's Torah. We daven for inspiration and v'sein chalkeinu b'sorasecha, that's Torah. We come up with chidushim in our own learning. That's Torah. Maybe. Share your chidushim. Send your original Torah pieces to torahmaybe@gmail.com or email that address for more information. Also visit www.youtube.com/@torahmaybe.